We are very excited because Oprah, there's only one, I don't even need to say her last name, is here to reveal her newest book club selection only on CBS Mornings. And we love when that happens. So Oprah, drum roll, please. Okay. What did you select?
Okay, I selected Long Island by Colm Tóibín. Long Island by Colm Tóibín, who is here today.
Yeah. And you said, this is the thing, Colm. When Oprah told me about the book, she says, you are really, she doesn't say this about all the books, but she said, you're gonna really love this book. And from the moment it started, because it starts with the Irishman coming to the door. And what does he say, Oprah, when he comes to the door?
He says that there is a problem with your husband because your husband has gotten my wife pregnant. And I said, you're gonna love this story.
Because Oprah knows I always enjoy a good cheater, pumpkin eater story. Long Island is a sequel to Tóibín's 2009 New York Times bestselling novel. It was called Brooklyn. It's about a young woman named Eilis Lacey, who left her small Irish town for a new life in America. So Long Island picks up more than 20 years later. She's married to a plumber. His name is Tony. He's a cheater, pumpkin eater. And she's a mother of 2 teenagers. Colm Tóibín takes us to the beach on Long Island for a preview.
Tony and Eilish often arrived at Jones Beach early on a Sunday, carrying a cooler with drinks and sandwiches and a large sun umbrella that with its yellow and blue stripes stood out, so that Tony's brothers and their friends could easily locate them. Long Island is a novel which takes place in 1976, and Eilis, who's the heroine of the novel, is Irish. And so for her, this is the nearest thing to Ireland that she can find on Long Island, which is the beach and the sea. Long Island takes place 25 years after Brooklyn. I never intended to write it, but then an idea occurred to me one day in that funny way a writer has where you're walking along the street and, oh, if that happened, that could happen. And once I had that, I had another novel. When Eilis goes home, she goes to another island. It's Ireland, it's not Long Island, but it also has a beach. When she surfaced, she felt she'd had enough. It was too cold. She could not wait to return to shore and dry herself off and put her dress back on. She noticed the man coming towards her, stepping aside to avoid a wave. Then she saw that it was Jim Farrell. He turned towards her and shook his head with a sense of rueful surprise, as if this encounter, after all the years, could not be happening. I think Eilish is good at breaking men's hearts, but she doesn't mean to do it. I work with ambiguity, you know, I work where there's no such thing as someone really good or someone really evil. I think that would be a sort of cartoon, but with a novel, you're always trying to work out the next scene where someone does something slightly different than you expect them to do. I think a book is a way of intensifying our vision of life, to distill things. It will give you a sort of excitement, make life more vivid and exciting.
You know what? Vivid and exciting is a really good way to describe this book. I was up till 12. I went to the Met Ball and then came home. I had 10 pages left to read because my life has been crazy. I wanted to finish it, even though many people could have told me how it ended. I go, no, I want to find out how this is myself. Colm is here, and Oprah, of course, is here, and join us once again. Congratulations, Mr. Tóibín.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So could you take us to the day you get that call? You get the call, and she says what to you?
She says, this is Oprah Winfrey.
And you...
And whatever way she said it, I knew that was true.
Yes.
It wasn't an impersonator. And
how did you know?
Because of her tone. Whatever way she said it, it could only have been one person. It could not have been anyone copying her. But I don't remember what I said then.
Oh, what do you remember, said,
Oprah?
You paused, and you said, are you calling to ask me about the eclipse?
That's what he said.
Because that had just happened.
And I wanted to
say
about
something.
The eclipse. And I went, no, I'm not. I'm calling to talk about your book, Long Island, okay?
That's so funny.
I said, you're the only person that said that in 105 calls that I've made.
Are you
calling to
talk
ask me about the eclipse?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
And what set this book apart for you, Oprah? Why this book?
Well, what I loved about it is that it, first of all, it's 294 pages, so you can read it quickly.
Well, the story is so good.
And the story is so intriguing in that there is this yearning and longing for the love or the place or the being that
Past love.
Yes, and past loves. There's all of that, and there's conflict, and I was torn. In the beginning of the book, I wanted one thing to happen, and then by the end of the book, I wanted something else to happen. So I thought, good job here, sir. Really good job. Yes, it's romance and everything.
And the reason why I wanted to finish it, Colm, is because I wasn't sure how it was going to end.
Yes.
Right up until the very end, I wasn't sure how you were going to land the plane.
Yeah, I always knew how it was going to end, but I
You
realized
did?
the reader didn't.
Yeah.
So you had to go very, very slowly.
Yes.
But even 5 pages before the end, you're still not sure
Yes,
that
I
one
know.
more thing could occur.
I know.
And then bring the book down slowly
Yes.
then.
And I told him I wasn't sure I was happy with the ending.
You weren't?
I wasn't sure I was
It's a
happy with the
cliffhanger,
ending.
right? You sort of left.
Well, I wanted something else to happen.
Yeah.
And there was one of the characters I think you mentioned that
Yes.
you took a particular dislike to, maybe?
Yes.
Yes.
But isn't that the mark of a good book when the reader is somewhat conflicted towards the end?
Yes, oh yes, that you must be able to imagine the end and think there's another way this could happen.
Yes.
Yes.
If only she would tell him, if only someone would say something. What I have to do is just keep that going so the reader, I mean, in other words, the reader is a character in the book and you're imagining the reader
That's
as
so
much as
true.
you're imagining the characters to see where's the reader now, how much does the reader need to be
That's
told,
fascinating.
or how much does the reader need to know?
Oprah's right about this because when I got to the last page, I turned the page to see, okay, now what's going to happen? So it said to me that maybe you're leaving it open for another sequel because you said you hadn't intended to write another one after Brooklyn, and yet you wrote Long Island.
Yeah, I mean, it's 15 years since I started. You know, it's 15 years between the 2 books.
But I might not be here in 15 years.
Yeah, I'll be 60.
You better get on it, Colm. Go
So
ahead.
I'll be 84, so that'll be lovely. I'll be, you know, I'll be fine.
You've got another book in you. There's
Another
plenty there.
book.
Plenty of
Colm, you
material.
describe these characters as secrets keeping secrets.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think the whole point is that who knows what when. And if you have in a small town where everybody's meant to know everything, but if you stop that and say there's certain things no one knows except 2 people, and you keep that going, you think, no, surely somebody will find out. What if no one does?
Yeah.
And so the
Yeah.
drama is not the drama of fierce gossip in a small town, but actually where a secret is being kept.
Yeah.
And one person comes back from America, and therefore what she knows helps her in one way. She doesn't tell her mother some things.
Right.
But then she realizes later on in the book that there are many, many things she didn't know,
doesn't
but
know.
one
Yes.
big thing.
Yeah, there was secrets
know.
upon secrets. I see this as a movie, don't you?
Oh,
You
it's
see it as
definitely
movie?
there's definitely a movie here.
Well, Brooklyn was a movie, right?
Yes,
So there's
absolutely. Absolutely. Can you tell everyone how to pronounce her name? Because
Yes.
if you didn't watch book Brooklyn or didn't read the book, because
No,
I've called her Eilish, I've
Eilish.
called her Eilish,
No,
I've called
and this
her Eilish.
Colm.
In Ireland, you can say both Eilish and Eilish.
No, but when I was talking to Oprah, I was saying, and then Eilis said, and she kept saying, no, it's Eilish. I go, no, there's no SH.
I know.
She goes, Gayle, I've talked to the author. It's Eilish. I said, no, it's
I
Eilis.
did Eilish, but in the film,
it's
in the movie,
Eilish.
they do Eilish.
Eilish, yeah.
And both are correct. And I'm sorry. I
Well,
wish
what do you call
Oh,
it?
I would say Eilish, but since the movie, I've started to say Eilish, so there's really no future in this.
I don't know.
Okay.
Speaking of the
Eilish,
future.
Eilish, okay.
All right.
Well,
That's
Colm
the book.
Tóibín,
Oprah
thank
had
you so much.
you had a milestone birthday. Just got to ask.
Oh,
what
yeah.
What are the goals for the year?
Oh
and,
my
she
God.
and she didn't have a party. I kept
No.
saying, you're not going to
What
have
are
a
we
big
gonna do
birthday
about
party?
that? You got.
Oh, I had the best time. I mean,
You had the best time. You did nothing.
I had the best
Just
time with
stayed at
myself.
home.
Did Gayle give you a good gift? What was Gayle's gift?
I had the best
Was
time
it
with
the
myself.
gift of friendship?
No, it's the gift of friendship. Gayle is
The lifetime
Gayle is
gift.
always giving the gift of friendship.
And we all love it.
Yeah, but you were very happy with the way you spent your day. I
Yes,
kept saying,
I had so much pressure from everybody saying, do this, do this, do this. And
Yeah.
I was just comfortable being with myself, spending a nice day.
Well, we're glad that you spent
Wow.
this
Yes,
day with
we're-
us. Thank
yeah.
you, Oprah.
Yes,
Colm,
we
thank
are.
you so much.
Always
We
happy to
appreciate
be
you.
here. Thank you, CBS.
Long Island is on sale now. And check out CBSMornings.com for a reader's guide and a free excerpt from the novel. And head over to our Instagram page to find out how you can get more involved with Oprah's book club.